Ready.
You're a rich girl, and you won't go far, cause you're something so better anyway. You can rely on your old man's money. You can rely on your old man's money. It's a bitch, girl, and it's gone too far, cause you know it don't matter anyway. Say money, but it won't get you too far. Get you too far. You know that song was written about a man. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Respectfully Podcast, where men are illegal. And
God, there's that one part that fucking slaps,
money.
and I can't think of it right now. Anyway, that wasn't worth saying.
Love it. What was the part
It's like to hurt others when you can't feel pain.
Oh, don't you know? Don't you know?
Yeah, that part's good. Hall & Oates, baby.
Oh my God, love them. Yeah, that song
Shout
was
out to it.
written about a man who was like a trust fund baby in New York, and he was like, well, I can't. They were like, we can't write a song about boys.
Yeah.
Let's make a song about girls being
Men
bitches.
are the ultimate rich girls.
They are. They run this
Rich
town.
men are such princesses.
They are. Ugh.
They're like, this isn't going my way, so I'll throw money at it.
Oh, God, it is fun to throw money at things, though. Yeah. Just put money in a shotgun and shoot
I've been
it
saying
right
this
at
a lot
your
lately because I've spent all my money moving. It turns out anybody can have money if you're bad with it. You can do whatever you want. You can put anything on a credit card. Did you guys know that?
Rich life, baby.
You can do whatever you want. And what are you going to buy a house? No, you're not. So ruin your credit.
Ruin your credit. We're all
Get the
getting
Satva
nuked.
mattress.
Yeah. This podcast is hopefully sponsored by Satva one day.
We know because we already have the mattresses.
Yeah.
What are they going to fucking give us? We don't even want you, Satva.
That is our rich girl thing, having matching sustainable $1,600 mattresses. 19?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's 19. It's like one of those things where it like says 16, but then when you're at the checkout, you're like, this is 19.
And it's like bamboo tax. Yeah. Being better than everyone tax.
Right. It's also very tall. It's a very tall mattress.
It's like a big donut.
Yeah.
Oh, sleep
I'm
on your
excited about
Satvas,
it.
baby. Well, welcome to the show.
Welcome to Respectfully.
It's just a solo pod today.
Yeah, it's us and Ronald in the stew.
It's just the three Montagues, two Capulets. And I was looking at the data. I was
doing analytics.
I was doing girl math, girl physics, and I saw that all of the pods that are just the gals, way more downloads.
Yeah, people like us.
Thanks, buddies. we're gonna feed you more slop with just us.
Like, I guess we have other people on to make people like this, but we were wrong.
Maybe it's just us. Maybe it's you and me. All right, so let's start with our first segment. I think you can
introduce it, and then I'll go on some sort of tangent. I'm sure.
Let's do it. All right, well, I'll start with this.
First, we have to explain what hellbrain is.
Okay, so hellbrain is the phenomena when you are mentally ill to the level that you are walking around all day just being like...
Your brain is hell. Your brain is hell.
Someone says something and you're like, okay, don't react in 3, 2, 1.
I think we created the term hellbrain because I was talking to my therapist about someone I dated who was probably listening but is blocked on everything. And I was saying that his truth, this is what he totally believes, is that everybody abandons him.
Yes.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
But then he behaves in a way that makes him impossible to have in your life. So you're forced to abandon him, which only confirms the thing he already believes.
Yeah.
And I said that to my therapist because I was like, I do feel bad that that's what happens to this guy. And my therapist was like, yeah, it's hell. His brain is hell.
Yes.
But he's not doing anything to fix the hell brain. And this is what we're trying to get at.
Yeah.
If you're not addressing your hell brain, it's on you at some point.
You're just hell
at some
boy
point
around.
Your hell brain can't be everyone else's fucking problem.
And like the amount of little exercises that I do so that my hell brain doesn't spill on people.
I don't do my favorite thing, which is drugs and alcohol.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing.
The best
and I know
thing.
sober addicts aren't supposed to say that. You know, like everybody's like, your worst day sober is better than your best day fucked up. No, it's not.
No,
I love drugs and alcohol. It feels good. It's awesome, but I don't do it because I'm taking care of my fucking hell brain.
I'm knitting.
And so when you don't, it's like a fucking slap in the face.
Yes, I'm knitting. I'm doing an anxiety workbook. I'm journaling. I'm barely holding on. I'm taking baths.
I don't like being like this.
No, I don't like being like this. And also because I'm managing my hell brain all the time, every time I want to have a reaction, I spend like 20 minutes being like, are you having a big reaction?
Right.
I can't even fight with my full chest because I have to be like, I need to step away and analyze.
Yeah, I can't even just have a feeling in a moment.
Ugh, I have to be like, where are you in this?
Yeah.
Hurt people, hurt people. God, grant me
And then there
serenity.
are these fucking psychopaths walking around being like, my brain is hell, so you're a rat bitch.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Oh, that was a little bit of truth.
Well, we already talked about it.
Yeah, well... Okay, sometimes people with hell. Okay, I have one of the types of hell brain that is really an unlikable one. I have bipolar disorder, and an unmedicated, unmanaged bipolar person is truly a burden. And I've been the burden. They are ruining their lives. Everyone's picking up the pieces, and I feel empathy for that because I've also been that character in people's lives.
Having that is not your fault,
right? Not dealing with it. After 30 years,
at some point it becomes your responsibility.
It kind of becomes your fault. The other hell brain that is a real tough one, borderline personality disorder.
Oh, you were just gonna say it?
We're gonna say it.
I thought we were gonna code it.
We're gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. That one's so hard because a lot of the time you get borderline because someone molested you,
right?
Which is so fucked up
and is not your fault.
And is not your fault.
Well, we're brave enough to publicly say that it's not your fault if you got molested.
It's not your fault.
But eventually you do have to see a therapist.
Yeah.
This is a good example of this. I know that a lot of people don't have the resources to go to therapy. I'm not fucking that stupid and privileged.
Yeah.
I know that you can't just like make someone go to therapy. I dated someone who obviously has undiagnosed borderline personality disorder. And I'm not saying that because I think I'm smart. I'm saying that because my therapist told me.
Yeah.
And what happened was through my therapist, got him free therapy.
Yeah.
With someone who would be good for him. My therapist found someone who he would connect with and who he would like.
Insane.
And we got him free therapy, and he didn't show up because it was too early in the morning.
Fuck you.
That's the part where I'm like, that is fully on you.
So you're just going to live in hell.
You're just going to live in hell and make me live in hell?
I mean, I
tried.
I had a relationship, this is another tricky one. Friendships with someone who has hell brain. Romantic relationships, at least you're getting your back blown out in between the nightmares. But friendships, you're just slowly being graded down.
Well, the other thing about relationships is like there is a precedent for breaking up with a significant other.
Right.
Breaking up with a friend is a whole different thing that like there isn't language for.
No, breaking up with a female to female friend breakup. Holy shit.
I've only ever ghosted.
Really?
I've never done it.
Wow, you haven't done the work.
No, I've never broken up with a girl.
You haven't done the work.
Well, I haven't had to since I got better.
Yeah, I've broken up with a few girls. And I did.
And also all of mine were mutual ghostings.
Okay, yeah,
you know?
That's fair.
Like we were both kind of like, all right. This was fun, but what are we really doing here?
It's enough.
We just like the same music but hate each other?
Yeah, sure. That's a lot of female friendships. Like the same music or have the same... there's compatible hell brains.
Yeah.
Borderline and BPD, actually, pretty compatible hell brains. We're both like...
You mean borderline and bipolar?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Borderline and bipolar are kind of compatible hell brains. Magical thinking.
Yeah.
Manic behavior, irresponsible spending... And
yeah, you can link up.
Yeah, you can link up. But my friend breakup with someone who had BPD, I even was like, I'm going on a trip. I need a little time. I'm not leaving you.
Right.
I just and they were back in active addiction, dating an abusive guy. And I was like, every day I'm terrified for you. And I can't be in that position and you're not helping yourself.
Yeah, I'm not your mom.
And boy, did she flip her goddamn shit at me. You think you're better than everyone? Oh, you're going to... She said to me the thing that is one of my biggest fears. You're going to end up alone.
Yeah.
I'm like, how
That's what
dare
my BPD
you?
boyfriend said to me.
That's their biggest fear. And that's a lot of people's biggest fears. And they just fucking shoot you right in the mouth.
And then you know what I did? Flipped it on him.
Woo!
I sent one email that was like, if you continue to treat people and talk to people the way that you do, you will end up alone.
That's beautiful.
Sorry, it's true.
It is true. Yeah. And The
You
text.
can't call your nice girlfriend a rat bitch and not end up alone.
Yeah.
Unless you find someone with the lowest self-esteem that's ever existed.
Which he will, unfortunately. Yeah.
God, men always win.
They always win. They are the rich girls.
That's another type of hellbrain. Super low self-esteem.
Yeah.
You gotta. I can't keep telling you that you can't let this guy treat you this way.
I know.
At some point, you gotta find something that makes you like yourself a little bit. Do a craft.
Please do
Find
a
little craft that you're good at.
Please do a craft.
Do a craft. Get a nice outfit.
Please
go for a walk.
Please do a self-esteem.
Clean your apartment.
Building exercise.
Clean your apartment and be like, wow, I did a good job today. Maybe I can leave him.
Oh my God! Please sit by the water. Please
this
get a
like
workbook.
woe is me low self-esteem thing is just garbage.
It's trash. Also, the bitches who have low self-esteem who then date absolute goblins, and then they radicalize the goblins to be like, I can date tens, and I'm like, you're all part of the problem here.
Everybody's contributing.
Everyone's a sick freak in this occasion. In this
New York City is like a terrarium of that.
Yes, it is.
Like it's like someone wanted to do a social experiment of that, so they put all of us on an island, literally.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's watch them fucking date each other. Let's watch these balding short goblins date sad tens and see the world burn.
I know.
And it's like, I don't want to live in that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore.
How long do you think a hellbrain person has to get their shit together? And if a hellbrain person, I'm saying a friend, not a romantic, because I think once that's done, that's done. How long before they get to come back and be like, sorry?
Well, I think it depends on like, if you have the balls to tell the hellbrain person that they need to get help.
Yeah.
Because part of the hellbrain is like not knowing.
Yeah.
Like like I said about the person I dated, like his truth is constantly being confirmed.
Yes.
So there's no way for him to know that he's the fucking crazy one because all of his crazy thoughts are coming true.
I know.
Because all of his crazy thoughts are everybody leaves me and then everybody's leaving him. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
So someone needs to say, like your friend or whatever needs to say like, this is not healthy.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be true. Mm-hmm. And you need to get help. And then after that, it's like, I don't know if it's a timeline thing. I think it's more like there has to be steps.
Yes.
There has to be, like, this guy kept telling me, like, you were there for it, like, kept telling me he was going to take these steps.
There's always a promise for steps.
And he just never took them, and that's why we ended up not being together.
Get off the
and also
fake
because, like,
treadmill.
we were never
you are
gonna
not
be.
taking steps.
Yeah.
You lying rat, hellbrain
Don't fucking
nightmare.
piss on my back and tell me it's
raining. Oh my God. And there comes a time in your life when you've just gotten scorched in hell for so long that you meet someone who's like shiny and fun, and they're like, my parents were Mormon and now I'm a sex worker, and you go, no thanks.
Nope, not doing that again.
Kick rocks.
What's interesting is now I'm in a new relationship with someone who's just like healthy.
Yeah, crazy.
Just like regular baseline healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm like post hell brain. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm in like purgatory brain now.
Yeah.
And so like I find myself having to be the one that's like, okay, this isn't big reaction time. This is okay. Just send a text. This doesn't have to be a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And like, is it a little annoying? And I don't mean he's annoying, but like, is it a little annoying? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it turns out it's not that fucking hard.
I mean, you and I, like, before we enter into a conflict, are like, all right, this is the parameter. It's also hilarious that you and I are using each other as sounding boards.
I know.
'Cause we're like,
just like really two fucking
just blind men, blind leading the blind.
Yeah, two blind mice just bumping into walls together and being like, I think this one's a door. I think this one's a door to healthy relationships and happiness.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and it's just like a pit. It's a pit of snakes.
Behind this door, there's a schizophrenic with a ponytail. They're gonna change, but I'm engaged. I've been with a person for over 3 years. We live together. I still have to actively battle the hellbrain narrative that's happening.
Yeah.
And it's gotten so much better, but
and I'll say this, I think sometimes people like us go too far.
With not saying anything.
Because we think because we've been wrong so often that we think we're always wrong. And so sometimes you're like, well, I can't say anything about this, but it's really bothering me. And it's like, no, that one I think we can say something about.
You're good with me being like, okay, but
well, because mine swings the other way. Like I used to be too confrontational.
Yeah, and I'm a people pleaser, and I'm a very big people
And I used to throw
pleaser.
my phone at men.
Yeah, I wish I could. rent you out to do that. I mean, I do.
I was talking to past guest Tim Smith once, and he was like, "What were you like when you were crazy?" And I was like, "Oh, I'd throw my phone at you." And he was like, "Why your phone?" And I said, "Because it's in my hand." It's all impulse, no thought. This is here and it's kind of heavy, so it's going at your face.
I threw cutlery once in a restaurant. I threw a dish once.
That's crazy.
At my father in a very expensive restaurant. He was like, "Don't you want me to be happy?" And I'm like, "I'll show you happy."
Yeah.
Check, please. This man's daughter is a little upset.
Yeah, we are gonna take this to go. If you could box this up, we do have to get out of here because we're throwing things like monkeys.
Yeah, my daughter has been whittled down to a reactionary nightmare because I've been abusing her my whole life.
Yeah.
Whoops. But I will say this is something for the listeners, for the Hellbrain survivors. This is something that I've done recently. God, this is so embarrassing to admit. I've been like naming my anxieties, making them little creatures in my head.
Yeah, that is embarrassing to admit.
It's so embarrassing. But I'm on.
Yeah.
You've seen me.
Yeah.
I like can't touch surfaces.
Yeah.
It's so bad how fucked up I am right
Yeah.
now. I'm trying to claw my way out, and so I have different types of anxieties. One of them is health related.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's the little guy and he's gonna be Googling things and fucking being hyper vigilant. This is what it is. It's not real. Let it run its course. But the other one is a little pink guy who's like, I'm afraid of everyone abandoning me. No one loves me. I'm so unlovable.
Yeah, that guy lives in my brain too.
That guy is bopping around, vibrating.
Yeah.
He's so scared all the time. It's with friends. It's with new friends. It's with boyfriends.
And that guy has a little friend who goes, "What if nobody leaves you, but you can't leave anyone?" Who's that fucking guy?
Interesting.
Who's that fucking guy?
That guy's green.
That's like the last guy's dog.
Yes.
You know, like it's just like there and it's like you think it's nice and then you're like, wait a second, you're kind of mean too.
Whoa.
You're kind of not a great guy.
What are you? My other guy is, you can get out of this by leaving everyone.
Yeah.
You can just go ahead and
You
cut
could
and
blow up your
run.
whole life.
Yeah, which is just another way to avoid being left.
Yeah.
So that's been helpful for me recently, where I'm like, I think it's just a little pink guy vibrating around, especially if someone is like kind of curt or quiet. If they are just like,
Yeah, you don't love that.
If they're not saying much, then I'm like, you're thinking that you hate me. You're actually thinking that you hate me. I asked if you wanted an iced coffee and you said no. But really what you were thinking was like, no, I don't want you to buy me an iced coffee because I don't like you and I don't want to owe you anything. And I'm in hell.
Yeah.
But what I do is draw little characters and like be like, this is the characteristic of this anxiety.
You do gay little humiliating activities so that you don't ruin everyone else's life.
And if I have to do it, you have to do it.
Yeah.
If I have to draw gay little characters and make smoothies and go for a walk.
Figure it out.
Fuck off.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Woo-hoo, that felt good.
If your girlfriend offers you free therapy, don't not go because you can't fix your sleep schedule.
That's another thing too, is that we've talked about active addicts, how you're like trying to help them. And it's like, I can't imagine, never in my life, there's been some female friends who have like stepped in a little bit, or at least been like, this is a problem, please deal with it. I mean, when my anxiety was becoming worse than it ever was, you were being like, hey, you know, you're like so anxious. I didn't even really, you slip into it.
Yeah.
You slip into it like a warm bath, and all of a sudden you're putting Purell on your cell phone and you're like holding Subway bars with your elbows. But I think beyond like very close female friends, I've never expected anyone in my life to just be like, let me help you.
Yeah, I think it's very male to expect. Like, I mean, you get it.
You get it.
It's very male to expect the world to step in.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've never had that experience.
Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't have an intervention before I got sober.
No.
Nobody like told me. Like, there wasn't like a bunch of people being like, this has to stop. There was a bunch of people being like, you're fun.
I moved away a little bit. That's how I was dealing with it.
But I was too fucked up to notice.
Yeah, no, I know. And I was like,
even my therapist didn't tell me until I said something, because he was like, you would have started lying to me.
That's what I thought too. I was
so like whatever. But my point is, I just one day was like, this is gonna suck dick, but I have to do it.
Yeah. You have to look into a bathroom mirror and go,
Yeah.
it's enough.
You have to be in an Irish bar in Midtown and drink 10 whiskey sodas and realize you're still feeling the symptoms of alcohol withdrawal and then walk to a detox center. It's just what it is.
An Irish bar in Midtown.
Yeah, dude, it was Patty's.
Is so, God.
Not Patty.
Oh,
was
my
Patty's.
God. That is so fucking just the bottom of the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah.
That's subprime Earth. That's the core
Yeah.
of the Earth.
I passed that place with my boyfriend last night and I was like, this is where I hit rock bottom.
And he was like, you're fun and flashy.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, now I'm just like a formerly crazy fun toy.
Me
but
too.
Boy, was I a nutbag.
We fucked to make up for it.
Yeah, we're chill.
Yeah.
I am chill now.
Yeah, no, very chill,
Yeah.
very grounded. I was going to say, oh yeah, I remember when you were going to check yourself into detox, I was biking manically around the city.
Yeah.
And
we were having a good time.
I got a phone call and I was like, I don't ever pick up phone calls from numbers I don't recognize, but something within me
Good thing
was
you were
like,
manic, huh?
I know. I was
you were like, I can talk to this person.
I was like, let's see what the T-Mobile employee thinks
Yeah.
of my new strategy.
Yeah.
And it was you being like, all right, I'm in a center.
Don't tell anybody.
And I can call you from this number. But I was happy.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you did a good job, buddy.
Don't really remember much of it, but it was like a chill, fun time.
You sounded great.
I mean, it was bad.
I just,
Detox was not chill and fun, but if you have to do it, it's better than being fucked up forever.
yeah, stop being Hellboy and stop
Yeah.
being a rich girl who throws her phone at everybody.
And like
grow
the
up.
real truth of this is like sometimes you have to do something that sucks.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people live in a world where they don't realize that. I didn't want to go to a detox center that was in a hospital where every nurse openly hated me. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy and it wasn't fun, but it was like 6 days of my whole life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to do something that fucking sucks dick.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
having hellbrain is kind of always coinciding with being a black hole of your own self-centeredness.
Yeah, like there are people, obviously, who go to a job every day that they hate.
Yeah.
And they just have to do something that sucks for 8 hours to put food on the table for their family.
Yeah.
And then you're going to look at me and tell me you can't do something that sucks for a few days to get better.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Kick rocks.
You're an adult. Sometimes things are bad. Sometimes you have to do something that sucks.
Get on Xanax and
Figure it out.
all right.
Hush.
We
Hush.
hush it, hell bitch. I'm done with ya. We're gonna flip the tables over to Ronald Reagan, Ronnie of lesbian fame, who has a respectfully segment. Ronnie really came out hot last week by fucking betraying me for a mean gay.
Well, to be fair, I think you came out hot at Ronnie.
Yeah.
Ronnie wasn't going to say anything.
Anytime I'm attacking someone, I actually make it feel like I'm being attacked.
And that's Hellbrain.
Which is Hellbrain.
This podcast is sponsored by Hellbrain.
I know.
Hellbrain. It's not your fault.
Hellbrain, you're a victim here. Actually, in a world where everything works out in your favor all the time, you're the victim. But Ronnie has a respectfully segment, and I would love to hear what you have to say.
Hit it, Ronald.
Traitor.
Okay. I want to we spoke about it before
Yeah.
we started rolling, and I was like, I'm worried it's controversial.
Uh-huh.
And so I'll say it's not all women.
Yeah.
It's not all women, but respectfully, you're not bisexual. You're just a lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah, go off,
lesbian.
Does Ronnie have skin in the game? You better believe it.
I just feel like, and I say that I say that as a former bisexual,
Right.
now lesbian. Of like, I've just talked to so many women, and I've dated so many women who say things that make me be like, girl.
Yeah. Can you give us an example?
Yeah, I was dating this girl, and she was like, no one will ever love me the way women love. Like, men will never love me the way women love me. And I was like, yeah. And now she has a boyfriend, so.
Yeah. You're a lesbian.
You're a lesbian.
Yeah, you're a lesbian.
Yeah.
I think we should do a little bit of compulsory lesbianism in Bushwick. You need a year of compulsory lesbianism to really decide.
You have to try it to decide.
You have to try.
And I don't know that the same is true for gay men. I don't think it is. But I think for women, it's like, you do have to try it.
Yeah.
You got to try it.
When you broke up, I don't know if you want to go into the details of it. But when you broke up or stopped seeing each other and then you saw that she was dating a boy, were you like, liar?
No, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
Because the whole time, and this is someone who, like, my friends knew, and everyone was like, she's a lesbian. And I was like, yeah, I know. So it wasn't surprising, but it was sad.
It is sad.
How does one clock a lesbian? If one were to wonder if they were a lesbian, how would they, maybe is there like a series of questions and answers?
I have an example too. I have a friend who's a lesbian who we all knew before she knew. We were like, okay.
Yeah.
And one time I was having a conversation with her and she was like, yeah, I mean, like, I like having sex with men except for the sex part. Like, she was like, I like when they, like, eat me out and stuff. But I mean, she was like, you know how you don't get any pleasure from having, like,
from the
penetrative sex with a man. And I was like, well, I do.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you should read into that a little bit because that's kind of the best part.
Yeah.
That's one where you're like, I think you might not be into it.
Yeah. If you're getting dick down, but you're not even enjoying getting dick down, and like, what are you doing?
I've had sex with men that I didn't enjoy in that way because I didn't like them.
Yes.
But if you've never enjoyed it, buddy.
Yeah. Wait. So what are the tests? Bullet points.
I mean, that's a big one.
There's got to be an online quiz.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, I've taken it.
Yeah. Who?
Am I gay? BuzzFeed News.
Yeah.
No,
Kinsey scale quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one of like the way that they talk about men.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll hear things and you're just kind of like, oh. And I'm like, oh, I used to say shit like that.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't find men attractive necessarily, but I blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, I do.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's a big thing is like, well, I mean, compulsory heterosexuality is like essentially you, because of like the patriarchy and the male gaze and everything XYZ. It's like you.
If you're listening to this podcast, you know what Ronnie means by everything.
Yeah.
You mean compet?
I mean compet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's like coquette.
Oh, Andrea learned a new word today.
I learned a new word.
But yeah, it's you're essentially brainwashed to liking men even though you don't, but you think that you should because that's the norm.
I also think there's a lot of, it's like very normalized to like hate your husband. Yeah. It's also obviously normalized to hate your wife, but that's just not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's very normal to be like, I mean, this fucking guy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
but I love him.
I don't even really like him, but I love him. Yeah. And it's like, no, I think you're supposed to like him.
Yeah.
I think you are at the end of the day supposed to like him. So maybe look into that. If at the very least you're with the wrong person.
Yes.
If not, you might be a lesbian.
You're with the wrong paragenitalia.
Yeah.
When did you turn the corner to be like, oh?
This was like 3.5 years ago, and I was dating this guy who was a Calvin Klein model.
Oh,
Ronnie
Big flex.
He was like perfect. He was so nice. He was so lovely. Sure. And I was like, why do I not like him? Like I liked him, but then we would like hook up and I'd be like, ew.
Yeah, you liked him as a friend.
Yeah. And so that was kind of the moment where I was like, oh, okay, I think
Good for you, Ronald. A lot of people would have ignored that.
Yeah, for
There's also like a lot of like media and whatever has told women our whole lives that like we're not necessarily supposed to enjoy sex.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like sex is great for guys and okay for women. So, like, I can imagine if you're in a relationship where you're not really, like, that into having sex with your boyfriend. I mean, I've been in this relationship because I was just dating the wrong guy. Mm-hmm. For years, I was like, I guess it's just, like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's whatever.
Like,
but it's
other
not
things in a relationship.
And it's like, oh, no, that is something.
Yeah.
That is, like, when you are in love with someone, you should really enjoy having sex with, unless you're, like, anything, or we'll run it. You should be really into it.
Yeah.
The body keeps score. Listen to what the body.
I don't think that's what that means.
I'm going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and.
I don't think that's what they're referring to in that book.
All right. You got raped and now you don't want anyone to touch you. The body keeps score.
Okay, don't say it like it's me.
Sorry, I looked directly at you on that one. You want everyone to touch you, buddy.
No, also not that.
All right. I'm sorry.
I'm normal.
Yeah.
I'm fixed and I'm normal.
You're saying I'm normal in a red hat, in a red furry
Where's
hat.
my camera?
Yeah.
I'm normal.
I am also normal. I mean, I remember.
Well, that's crazy.
Okay.
It's you surrounded by your anxiety characters. I'm regular.
I'm doing good. One of them is furry and pink. The other one looks like a little squid. I'm doing great. Everyone I love is gonna die. But heel turn. I remember the first time I had sex with a woman and I was drunk. I think a lot of the times if you think that you're a lesbian or bi or whatever, I actually had a friend who I do think is just bi, who used to get drunk and be like, do you guys watch lesbian porn? I'd be like, yeah, dude.
Also, I'll say this. You're not a lesbian just because you watch lesbian porn. That's just because porn is fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's on porn, not on you.
Yeah. I watch gay porn. I watch it all.
Yeah.
But she was definitely asking leading questions. But I got drunk and I met a woman who was married, so I just assumed that she was straight. And then we got drunk together and then we went back to her apartment. We went into her husband's bedroom. We both stood silently in the corner and she was like, he doesn't care if we have sex if he can't hear us. And I was like, whoa,
that's some real tree falls in a forest logic.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's happening. It's
Of course he doesn't care if he doesn't know.
Yeah, right. Also, she was hot and I was hot and we were drunk. I think he was a man who didn't care about his wife.
Yeah, and also men don't think women are people, so they're like, if you cheat on me with a woman, that doesn't count.
Well, you're just copping pussy dust. But I remember it's in patches because it was a blackout. But at one point I was using a strap on and she was lying on the bathroom floor and I was like, this went so crazy so fast. This went from it was like, this is something I've wanted to do for so long.
Yeah.
And I was just like a rabidly horny woman. It was so pent up. But then after I left very quickly, I was so freaked out by what had just happened. I called my shitty ex-boyfriend being like, do you think I'm gay?
Yeah.
I absolutely freaked out. So I do think that internalized homophobia, no matter how freaky deaky Brooklyn you are and how acceptable your friend group and family might be, there's still something really jarring and maybe scary about that first experience.
I mean, the truth of the matter is it's not that hard to be gay in New York City.
Sure.
But that's it.
Yeah.
It still fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So no matter what, and I'm obviously speaking as a person who's not gay, so Ronnie, feel free to jump in.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a moment of oh, my life is going to be different.
Yeah.
If this is true about me, it means that my life is going to be different than I always imagined it would be. Because I was raised to think that my life would be a certain way.
Yeah.
Because I was essentially raised straight, like most people are.
Yeah.
And now I have to deal with the fact that that's not what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing, but it's still a fucking scary thing. It's it's obviously not the same because it's a way bigger deal, but when I dropped out of college, I was like, this wasn't the plan.
Yeah.
I didn't think my life was going to look like this. And even though I hated being there and I was miserable and this was a good change for me, it was still oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't think this was going to be the thing, you know?
Yeah. I think it's all about expectations. Expectations you have for yourself, but then also everyone around you being what are they going to think of me now that I've made this lifestyle change or whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, did you make an official announcement, or everyone was just like,
did you make a Facebook status?
Ronnie?
No. There's still people in my life who don't know, but I mean, if they listen to this podcast, but I think I just kind of let people figure it out.
Sure.
I told my family very subtly, and then everyone else was just kind of all my friends at the time I came out, and they were like, yeah,
right,
yeah, you done been a lesbian,
guys.
Ron? Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was the first person that one of my friends came out to, gay guy.
That's really tough, gay guy.
He said it by saying, you know how I told you I hook up with guys sometimes? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I think I only want to hook up with guys. And I was like, yeah.
For sure.
If you're doing it in high school, for men specifically, if you're doing it in high school, there's a good chance that you're at least bi.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
You're not just goofing off.
No, especially for how homophobic it is.
That's what I mean.
For men.
Like
it's a huge risk feeling.
And like with women, there's like the fetishization of lesbians. So you can be like, well, I just did that to impress a boy. But if it's like, if you're having secret gay sex and you're a guy, I think you like guys.
Yeah.
At least part of you.
Yeah, at least a big party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, God bless. If you're a lesbian right now listening to us and you kind of know, be a lesbian.
Just be a lesbian. Just join the team. Just be a lesbian.
Get in here.
nice
Fuck
and
a
warm
married
over here.
woman.
If one of your little anxiety characters that you draw is I might be a lesbian, listen to it.
Yeah.
Okay. You maybe want to stop talking directly to me. One of my anxiety characters is just wearing Birkenstocks, going, it's always been true. You don't have to pretend it
has like 6 rescue dogs around it. It's like, come on, hang out.
Get in
There's room in the
here.
Subaru.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
other lesbian stereotypes.
I mean, I do absolutely love dick. So I want to be clear, but
that really is the answer. Do you or do you not love dick?
It's
Yeah.
an easy question.
it is. Yeah.
Like that's it. Because you can fuck dick, you can suck dick without loving dick.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to do.
yeah.
But if you love it, you love it.
Yeah. I love it all, baby.
Yeah.
And that is also a thing to be too. But I also thought
It's like that scene in Sex and the City where Charlotte starts hanging out with the lesbians.
Oh God,
And,
yeah.
and one of the lesbians is like, well, are you a lesbian? She's like, well, I love women. And she goes, do you or do you not eat pussy?
Great
And
moment.
Charlotte's like, I don't. And she's like, well, then you're not a lesbian.
and she's like,
That's the answer. Do you love dick? Do you eat pussy?
yes.
Ask yourself those questions.
It can be one or the other. You can be in the middle.
You can be in the middle, but what's the answer?
but don't pretend you're in the middle if it's on the other side because you're wasting everyone's time. And you could
Your own time.
Yeah, your own time, and you're leading Ronnie on, and I don't like that.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
Ronnie fucking hang out.
Yeah, lesbians hate fake straight women, huh?
Yeah.
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 What a fucking nightmare.
Not fun.
Yeah.
But also fake lesbians.
Right. That
yeah.
too.
Oh, what are fake lesbians?
You know, women who like fuck around and are like, me, and then they like date someone and then they break up with him for a guy because that's
Yeah.
always been the truth.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, being like someone's experiment. You're like, ooh,
Yeah. That's not
I
cool.
feel gross.
Yeah.
Do that with porn. Don't do that with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are not porn.
Yeah.
And Ronnie
Or you can
is
like
not
go
your
on Field
toy.
and be like, I'm looking for a one night stand.
Right.
Yeah.
But you
just be
can't
open
like
about
you
it.
can't like date somebody.
Yeah.
And then be like, well, I've come to the conclusion that actually no thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not fun.
It's not fun. Respectfully, eat pussy, suck dick, do whatever you want, but stay true to the brand.
Yeah.
Keep it honest. Let's take a little break and then we'll come right back.
Bye.
She's a rich girl and she eats that box. All right. Bum 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 bum. Gong gong dum 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 dum. In New York City, sexually based offenses. R.I.P. Richard Belzer. What a fucking
I know.
mensch.
Honestly,
God.
R.I.P. Law and Order SVU. I know they're still making it, but it is not the same.
No, it's not.
It's not the same where you have a scene where Olivia Benson is like, I guess I do have to confront my own racial bias. It's like, this is propaganda and it's supposed to be propaganda. Can we just pretend cops aren't racist and people believe women? That's the universe this exists
Yeah,
in.
when she like becomes
Hello.
friend with the victim and she's like, I visited her apartment and she hung herself.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
God, that's good TV. God, that's good fake TV.
Speaking of good fake TV.
Oh, let's talk about. I think you and I send pictures of just our TV on a Sex
And we're
in the
just always
City.
watching Sex in the City.
Yeah.
I am always watching Sex in the City. This is something that like my boyfriend has mentioned. He's like, he like doesn't watch the same show over and over again.
Oh my God.
I will watch the last episode of Sex in the City and then just go back to the first one and sit there drooling like a fucking baby dog.
I know. I'm always watching Sex in the City while always being on my phone.
It puts me in a trance. Like, say, that's the thing. I'm on my phones. I'm always missing something.
Right, but you already know what's gonna happen,
And it's nice.
We'll text each other.
It's
and
shoes and it's nice.
Oh, there'll be a moment like I watched the first movie. The second and third movie are
get those outta here.
absolutely hot dog shit. The
If
first
you're gonna
one,
watch, if you haven't watched Sex in the City, first of all, why are you listening
get
to
the
this?
fuck
Go
out
watch
of
Sex
here.
in the City.
You're not invited. You can't say
Watch
that.
the
I
whole
haven't watched Sex
series.
in
You
the
haven't
City.
watched Sex in the City.
Ronnie!
I'm moving my mic. What the fuck, Ronnie?
Ronnie, you have fucking homework.
You have so much.
Wait, can we do a spin-off podcast where Ronnie watches Sex in the City for the first time?
Just a watching party,
and we can call it Ronnie in the City.
Oh God, Ronnie, you would love it. I mean,
I know.
it's
You would love it.
It's outdated, but it's actually not.
It's actually not.
Yeah.
It's circled back.
It's a full circle. Time.
I mean, there is that
episode.
episode where Samantha's like doing wild black scent, which is like that one's out. But other than that, it's pretty good.
God. She gets in a cat fight with a black woman.
She does like one of these.
Yeah.
It's bad. But other than that episode, it's pretty chill.
Or like I was referencing the movie once and I was like, when Big leaves Charlotte or when Big leaves Carrie at the altar.
Oh my God. And then when Charlotte is like, no. Oh my God, Oscar worthy.
Carrie is crying. She's holding her.
And then when you find out that Big and Charlotte dated in real life, you're like, that no had some venom in it.
Oh yeah, it did. It did.
It's really good.
I'm welling up thinking
it's
about that.
It's a wonderful.
moment.
If you like female friendships, Ronnie, you'll cry watching Sex in the City.
Yeah, Samantha's a lesbian for one episode. You can start with that.
Oh my God, the episode where Miranda follows Charlotte home.
What?
When Charlotte. Ronnie, spoilers.
Sorry.
Earplugs, Ronnie.
Yeah.
When Charlotte finds out she can't get pregnant.
Oh.
And she's like, I just want to be alone. But Miranda walks behind her the whole time just in case she changes her mind.
Oh my God.
That's like that sheep video we found.
Yes. Gosh, shout out to the
It's amazing.
Yeah, that show is about the love between friends.
And is it made by gay men? Yeah.
Sure. Is it
whatever. I guess they were paying attention.
Was it written by Darren Star, who had frosted tips?
Yeah.
Yes. But the actresses are incredible.
It's great.
It's a great show. Which brings us to, there's a moment in Sex and the City where Charlotte, and I am...
Charlotte, everybody knows the princess.
Sure.
Every man always says the hottest one, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mike on, Ronnie? Oh, yeah. Charlotte's the hottest one by far.
Samantha.
Okay, relax. You don't have to jump in with the by far.
Miranda's a lawyer, Mike. Does that not mean...
Yeah, sorry your teeth are a little fucked up. She's a career woman.
I know. Miranda's not...
It is like crazy when they're like, sorry, but it's crazy when they're like, yeah, Miranda's dating a doctor from the Knicks. That would never fucking happen.
Yeah.
That one was like, okay.
It's like, all right, she's like pretty, but relax.
We had to throw Miranda a bone on that one.
Yeah.
Because she was having a hard time. But yes, I am a Samantha Rising, but unfortunately a Charlotte Moon.
Yeah, and I'm a Carrie Rising, but unfortunately Miranda.
No, the back end is always a little embarrassing. But there's a moment which Charlotte is painted as the villain in this moment. She meets and falls in love with the divorce lawyer, Harry, one of the greatest characters
One
in
of
the
the greatest male characters in the show.
Fucking
We love
Harry Goldenblatt.
If you've watched the show, you love Harry Goldenblatt, but he is bald.
He's bald.
He does have a hairy back.
He's 5'4".
No, he's not, but he's
tiny.
5'11".
Yeah, which is 5'4". In that time period, 5'11".
He is not
5'4".
5'11".
Yeah, he's 5'6".
He's taller than Charlotte, which is what matters.
Is he taller than Charlotte?
Yeah.
Keep going. Well,
He's like 5'8", maybe.
he's
Okay,
5'8".
let's call him 5'8". Either way, Charlotte's out of his league.
Insanely.
And you might be like, well, what if he's rich? But Charlotte is independently wealthy from her divorce.
Yes, she took Trey's fucking money and she lives in a plaid penthouse on Fifth Avenue.
And it's awesome.
She's a hot millionaire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it's Park Avenue, which at the time even swankier.
Hot millionaire. Absolutely a prissy, perfect housewife.
Yeah, and she falls in love with Harry, and she converts to Judaism for him.
She gets thrown in a bath by a rabbi, so she
she steps into it.
Suck off a 5'8" guy.
She converts to Judaism for Harry, and he has not yet proposed to her.
Yes,
and she's frustrated.
Yes,
so she lashes out at him.
Well, and here's the thing: she's frustrated because it's her first Jewish holiday,
and he's watching TV.
She's slaving over the challah. She like that. Free Palestine, but she's slaving over the challah. She made this whole fucking meal.
Dude, Charlotte would totally be a Zionist. I got that.
100% she would.
I don't even think Harry would, but Charlotte would.
Yeah, she'd be like, the Holocaust was real. All right, here we go.
Well, it was.
It was.
And by the way, it was.
It was. It was.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not what they say.
That's not sorry. But she's She spent hours preparing a Jewish feast. She's a fucking wasp.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there.
She had Carrie and Miranda come over and help her.
Yes. She threw away her Christmas ornaments.
She threw away her Christmas ornaments.
Wow. The woman.
She gave up Santa and Christ.
That's absolutely for a guy and a wonderful man, but on paper.
For a wonderful man, but on paper, she's way out of his league.
And so he's watching the Knicks being like, yeah, babe, whatever, after she slaved over a hot stove. And he
still hasn't proposed.
Yes. And she freaks out. And
she says, do you know what people think when they see us together?
Yep. Yeah.
And it's something like, they wonder how a girl like me ended up with a guy like you.
It's really not a cute look.
It's not a cute look. And then Harry says something like, you know, I knew people thought that about us. I just didn't think you were one of them. And I understand Harry's hurt here.
Yes.
It's horrible. It's a horrible thing that you're never supposed to say out loud. But she is right.
She's a hot millionaire who
she
became
is
a Jew
right
for you. And she's the bitch.
I mean,
he dumps her over this. And everyone's like, Charlotte's a bad guy.
Yeah, and Charlotte spends weeks fucking crying, feeling like a bad guy. And like, yeah, she said the quiet part out loud.
Yes.
You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But she was right.
She was
You
right.
fucking guys are out of your minds.
You think Charlotte isn't out of Harry's fucking league?
No, of course I do. But that's the whole point of this is why I always had such an issue with Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Because you hate women.
No, I don't hate women. In this particular case, the fact that women watch that and don't think that Harry is right to have his feelings hurt over that.
Oh, I don't think most women think what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was about to say. I mean, like, I get it. She is a hot millionaire or whatever, and rightfully so, she's frustrated. That's a wild thing to say to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. She shouldn't have said it.
Yes.
And she's not a bad guy for saying it, but it's like a fucking dumb thing to say
it's a horrible thing to say, but
it's a cruel
But
thing
what
to
she's saying is not untrue, is my point.
Yeah, and
I think if you're a man who's dating a hot millionaire who is out of your league, turn the TV off when she makes dinner.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
My point is maybe do a little bit to keep the hot millionaire.
Right. It's the
Harry's funny. Sometimes that's not enough.
Yeah.
You got to turn the fucking TV off, set a date for the wedding, propose to the hot millionaire, give the hot millionaire whatever she wants.
If she braided bread for you.
I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Like, my point is, everybody acts like Charlotte is the only bad guy in that scene.
Right.
But he isn't emotionally neglecting her in that scene.
Yeah.
So she was right to be upset. Did she say the wrong thing? Yes. But she had a reason to be upset.
If I became Muslim for someone.
Yeah.
And they were like, I'm actually going to go.
And by the way, Charlotte didn't just like convert to she like did the whole thing.
She like became
She like bought it entirely.
Yeah.
She believed it. She like gave up whatever she had to give up. She did whatever she had to do. She was like fully in.
Yeah. I mean, I think another thing
she stayed Jewish after he dumped her.
Which is crazy.
I
would throw that yarmulke right out the window immediately. I think what frustrates people about, or people don't even clock. I didn't even realize I was frustrated by this moment. I always was like, Charlotte was being a princess bitch. And then I was like, she's a hot millionaire.
Yeah.
Look at the TV. But like, if that was the inverse, we're not going to use numbers, but just to shorthand. If I was a 5 and I was dating a millionaire 10 guy,
which has never happened in history,
right? And then he became a Canadian citizen for me, and he was cooking me a chef's dinner, and I was like, I'm actually gonna fucking get out.
And you were watching TV and not paying attention to him.
People would not even believe. I'd be a feminist icon because I'm such a huge piece of shit. But like, people wouldn't even know how to comprehend that.
I'm just saying, Charlotte wasn't the only bad guy in this situation.
Yes.
If you land a hot millionaire, you fucking keep her.
And also,
be nice to her.
It's a lot of work to be that hot sometimes.
Yeah, she's putting in a lot of effort. She runs every day.
Yeah, she runs in Central Park.
Every day she runs.
When she was pregnant.
Come on.
She was worried about the miscarriage, but she still wanted to keep it snatched.
She runs with the dogs.
Oh my God. It's just like, you don't get to have the hot piece.
Charlotte doesn't wear sweatpants.
Never.
Charlotte, every scene of Charlotte in her home, she's wearing a fucking sundress. Charlotte doesn't wear sweatpants.
No.
She has a full fit on, full beat, hair done every day when she wakes up. And you're going to watch TV?
She ran an art gallery. Not
All
only
she does is...
she knows about art.
Oh.
She's cultured.
She's perfect. Well, she's kind of a bitch, and I don't think I would be friends with her. But
I think
him, she's perfect.
I think Charlotte is kind of a mean gay in her behavior, and I think it's fun and fine.
I think it's fun too, but she's a little bit of a prude and a priss.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be friends with someone who every time I made a joke about sex was like, stop. That's like so annoying.
It's really funny though.
You know what I mean? But like Harry loves her, so fucking turn the TV
we
off.
should get a prude friend who like can't even. Actually, no, we're friends with a virgin. We got one.
Who like can't even hang. Yeah. Just somebody who's like, you guys.
That'd be funny.
Please, no talk of eating ass over our salads. It's like, okay. Jesus Christ.
I kind of like it. I'm the opposite. I mean, like I'm mostly a Samantha, but I do kind of like that.
No, it's so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, there's
you
also,
would hate it in real life.
Sure, but there's a moment when Carrie and Charlotte are walking around, and Charlotte will throw in heaters sometimes of truth.
There's also a moment where Charlotte admits she eats ass, and it's like really brushed over, but like it's crazy.
It's crazy, and she still blows Harry well into their marriage.
Yeah.
But she goes, like, they're talking, and then Charlotte says something. She's like, you can never really know someone who you're sleeping with. And I was like, God damn,
full
Charlotte.
Fastball right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
This is the crux of that scene for me is this. Charlotte spends all day, every day, keeping Harry.
Yes.
He can spend a dinner keeping her.
Yes. And understand.
And I think that's what she was feeling, but she articulated it badly.
She said the wrong thing.
And who hasn't?
A hot millionaire.
Who among us has not stepped in a little dog poo every now and then?
Wrong thing. You throw a dish, you throw a phone, and then your loved one goes, you have hell brain, and
we got to work on it.
We're going to move past it. This is also a Sex in the City. The second half of this pod is a full Sex in the City recap.
Yeah, I mean,
God,
what are we
that's
talking
the best
about?
show.
It's all we do.
There's a scene in Sex in the City which is a respectfully gripe, which is they're all having the Kiki and brunch.
They're having a little Kiki brunch,
and
as they do.
And they're talking about sucking cock or eating ass or whatever.
Whatever they talk about. I think one of them is talking about, I think Carrie's going through a breakup or something.
Yes. And Miranda is like...
Miranda has like an annoying Miranda freak out where she's like, we're all smart women. Are we really going to sit here and only talk about men? And it's like, yes, bitch. Like, yeah, we are.
Get your law school book out of my face.
I fucking hate these like Bechdel test ass women who are like, are we really going to talk about boys the whole time? Yeah, we are, because it's fun.
It's really fun.
It doesn't make me less of a feminist to want to talk about boys. Also, just because someone's having a problem with a man doesn't make it not a real problem.
Also, we're not talking about boys. We're talking about sex, which
we're talking
is
about relationships.
A huge part of life. One of the largest parts of life is your relationships and the people around you. I'm not an idiot. I'm having a problem.
And also like, who else am I going to talk to this about?
Right.
I have to be fucking smart all the time.
Sorry, run that back.
I have to be not stupid all the time. Let me be myself.
Yeah. And if you're a girl that is judgy to other girls or
if you're a girl that's putting the kibosh on the boy talk, grow up.
You're a bad hang. Let me tell you my little secrets. And
now let's flip side this.
Let's take a flip on the other side of the coin.
If you're a girl who can't talk about anything other than boys, you do also need to kick rocks.
Yes. If you are compulsively talking about boys in a way that you're like, he actually said this, and then
and it's like a guy who passed you on the street.
Yeah.
Like, buddy, that's nothing.
I know. And there's a lot of the time these girls will let guys use them like a hole.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, I actually think that, like, even though he said this, he, like, actually means
even though
this.
he told me that he's not looking for a relationship specifically with me and not even in general, I think that, like, it could work out. And you have to be like, no.
You're a sick puppy.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to be around you.
There's, like, when women are friends with each other, when straight women are friends with each other, we ride the line between talking about boys too much and not talking about boys enough. And there's a middle ground.
Yeah. I'm always checking myself if I'm talking about, and like with the people that I'm most comfortable with, I'm like, let it fucking rip.
Yeah.
Like even though some boys' problems, we're letting it rip. But like, I meet new girls and I don't want to seem stupid and vapid, or I'm...
Yeah, I do this thing where like I meet new women and I don't want to like say my boyfriend right away.
Yeah,
because
me too.
I hate my boyfriend girls.
Yeah.
Like I hate girls who are like, oh my God, it's so funny you said that because my boyfriend the other day was talking about he's so funny. I hate that.
Oh,
That's
also,
so annoying.
Real quick, my boyfriend girls always take their stupid boyfriend to every event.
Yeah, we've talked about that. We've
if
done
you
this
take
one.
my
Yeah.
boyfriend to a girls' hang, you're out. You're
Yeah.
done. Kibosh.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
yeah, yeah. Bye.
You're done.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ronald, is there talking too much about hoes in the queer community? Is there a version of this that happens?
I don't know. Not in my experience. A lot of my friends are straight women, so
they're just talking about boys.
we're talking about boys, which I love.
Yeah.
I love to talk about
The other thing is it's fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's so fun.
especially like being removed from it, just being like, thank God I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah. Which
like-
is how you feel when you're in a relationship.
Right,
Like when I'm
yeah.
not single and a single woman is talking about some
Oh,
like
yeah.
hell date she went on, it is fun to like sit there and smoke a cig and be like, I remember those
Right.
days.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Especially, unfortunately, in your 30s when
Yeah.
everyone has fucking gotten in the chopper out of Nam because it's so bad out there.
Yeah.
There is a nice, like...
And I feel bad for women who have been made crazy by men. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Bad men have made them crazy. I get it. But you can't send me a screenshot of every text.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah.
At some point you got to put your big girl pants on and ask him what the situationship is.
Yeah. There's also a truly out of her mind girl that we used to see socially around, and she had
Write it down.
And she had a friend who also was boy crazy in a way that was like clinical.
Yeah.
And I remember
Wait,
just
your notebook is on camera.
That's okay. She hates me anyways. I talked about her on another podcast. Ha ha.
Oh, da da da
Yeah,
da
yeah.
da 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 da. Arch enemy numero uno.
Yeah. And those two, I used to see them just like sniping at each other because they
Yeah,
both
boy
loved-
crazy girls hate each other because they're competing for men.
Yes.
Can you imagine competing for a man?
Ew, dude.
Ew, dude.
Ew. Competing for a man who is an open mic comedian.
And is 5'6"
And a dog
already
walker.
balding.
Yes. And they snipe at each other.
Yeah.
I remember, and also these girls who are compulsively only talking about boys and are like dick sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always.
Dick sick is great.
Dick
That's an
sick.
incredible
Dick sick is
line.
perfect.
You're a
Yeah.
dick sick freak and you
Yeah.
need to be hospitalized. You
Yeah.
need to get a fucking vaccine in there to get that dick out of your bloodstream because
Yeah.
you're crazy, bitch. They're always dick sick, but at the same time,
They're
'cause
always dick sick for guys with no dick.
I know, for a eunuch.
Yeah.
And the dick sick girls always are like, they pretend to be feminists because they can't stand to be alone.
And they like live in Brooklyn and they like know that they have to.
They have to pretend they give a shit about other women. But
They don't.
They don't, not at all. They're like, the minute I can leave you, I will, and I'll talk about how sad you are. But I knew two dick sick bitches, and they were like, we love astrology. We're twin flames. We're obsessed with each other. And one of them used to secretly fuck the other's boyfriend. You're a bitch.
I mean, that's what these bitches do.
always.
I think,
always.
yeah, I think the like crux of what we're saying is as long as you're not boy crazy,
Yes.
you get to talk about boys.
Yes.
Once you get boy crazy, it's like, well, now we gotta intervene.
Yeah. If you have a
Something's gotta give here.
if you have a regular, like we have a friend who's like a comedian, she's Maddie Wiener, past guest of the
Yeah.
show. So talented, so genuine, so
Truly
smart,
one of the most talented people of our lifetime.
principled, kind, intelligent,
Genius.
genius. And like, I'll sit there and talk about fucking.
And we talk about boys all the time.
Yes, and I'm not like this dumb fucking.
Yeah.
What do you? Are boys the center of your universe?
Because the difference is me, you, and Wiener are
Yeah. Well, didn't even clock that.
not doing the things that we do. Like we're not doing stand up for boys.
Yeah. Sure.
The women we were just talking about, one of them literally got drunk and admitted to me that she does stand up to fuck comedians.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Now they're running your life.
Isn't that the saddest thing you've ever heard?
And the thing that makes it so sad is the people that comedians want to fuck are people who aren't comedians. You would get so much more comedian dick if you weren't doing comedy.
I know. If you're going to try to fuck a group of men, like take up a hobby to fuck a group of men, become a cross-country runner and fuck finance guys. What the fuck are you? Do you want to be broke and dick sick for the rest of your life, you pig moron? Get it together.
Get it together.
Get a fucking grip.
There's a difference between talking about boys and drooling over boys.
Yeah, yes.
And like, we'll have no drooling at the table.
It's like when someone, I always liken it to when someone goes feral, like in a movie when there's zombies.
Yeah,
and
they got bit by the zombie.
Starts to twitch a little bit, and you're like, oh, I got to shoot you in the face, buddy.
Yeah, it's over.
I can't, when you feel someone going feral, I'm like, I'm out. Goodbye.
Yeah, but then on the flip side, how fun is it when like me and you and the other women we're friends would sit down and we're like, and then he did this. And we're talking about like a fun little sex move. Ooh. That's a good time. That's a good time with the gals.
Or if you know a little secret about someone.
Oh, a little secret is the best.
Oh, we have a tribunal. Someone's fucked someone.
Oh my God, when you hang out with a bunch of women and they're like, I don't think I like this guy. And you're like, I fucked him 6 years ago. His dick's curved. That's fun.
You sit down at the tribunal and everyone pulls out their documents.
Yeah.
And we just.
I have a fucking manila envelope. And I'm like, yeah, I got a lot to say about this
I was going to wait to tell you this, but he tried to fuck me when he was married. And I just slide it across the table. That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
That's Sex in the City.
That's what we're doing here.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my God, I had to go to fucking bar trivia with my boyfriend because I'm a nice lady. And sorry, honey. He doesn't listen to this.
No.
And there was like a category that was like they play the theme song of the show and you have to name the show. And I was just like sitting there in my phone, actually not being a great girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then they played the Sex and the City theme song and I like flew across the table to the guy writing down our answers. It was like one note and I was like, this is Sex in the City.
When we eventually do go to the psych ward together in our silver years, we are going to be sitting in a room just bobbing our head. Can I just?
Oh, it's so fun, Ronnie. You gotta watch it.
I know you guys. I'm gonna report.
Should we
back.
do like a Patreon? Should we make a Patreon and do a Patreon exclusive side podcast called Ronnie watches Sex in the? We can make it. We can jazz up the title.
Mike, did you ever watch Sex in the City?
So this was the thing, kind of going back to like the whole issue that we had before with. I
don't think it was a whole issue.
whole argument we had.
What the guy with the hairy back?
Harry,
and what's
Charlotte?
Charlotte, yeah,
the hot one, the Jew and the hot one.
I tried. Obviously, you guys know, Andrea. I was living with a woman who was a nightmare for me.
Yeah,
and she was obsessed with Sex in the City.
Of course, yeah.
So
unfortunate nightmare women do also love Sex in the City.
Yep. So I wanted to kind of take a look and see what all the fuss was about, and I watched like maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and I was kind of like slogging through it.
Oh, you're
and
a good
then
boyfriend.
I got to this episode where Carrie and Big are kind of like, they're not dating yet, but they're kind of like messing around a
little
bit.
They're in situationship zone.
Yes, they're in situationship zone. And Carrie goes over to Big's apartment unannounced.
And
he's like cooking dinner, and he ordered a pay-per-view boxing match.
Yep.
And she's mad at him because he's like, yeah, come on in, but I'm gonna watch this boxing match that I paid for, and I'm gonna eat this food that I made.
Not her best moment.
And she's like mad at him that he won't give her the proper attention.
Yeah.
And she like storms out of his apartment. And after that, I was just like, I have no chance.
But to play Carrie's advocate
I think
here,
this is so wrong.
To play a little Carrie advocate here, if he had given her the emotional attention she needed throughout their relationship, she wouldn't have shown up at the house unannounced.
Yeah, that was like a direct week 1 of the relationship.
No, time moves differently in TV shows.
That
was a direct product of how he was treating her, and he was stringing her along.
Disagree.
So she did something crazy, it wasn't her finest moment, but he was not being nice to her.
I don't agree with you, Lizzy. This was a brand new relationship. This is like and it wasn't even a relationship. This is like if I had dated a girl maybe 5-6 times, and she dropped by, knocked on my door unannounced on a Wednesday while I had plans to unwind. This is a high level finance guy. He's a very busy guy.
He's a millionaire.
Yeah, he's got a lot of money, but he needs to unwind. And Carrie, he even was nice enough to let Carrie in and say, you can be a part of this.
But on those 5 or 6 dates, he could have been nicer to her.
So Carrie is a little bit of BPD.
Also, this is another thing. Everybody acts like like not everybody. People who don't like Sex in the City, and I'm not saying this is what you're saying, but I've seen this online and stuff, act like the show is bad because Carrie is often bad.
Yeah.
That's why the show is good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the show is bad because Carrie's bad.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but there are like morons who say that, and it's like, yeah, a show with a flawed character is a good show. That's like saying The Sopranos is bad.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking insane.
I will say also.
But because it's a woman, she has to be fucking perfect all the time.
I think the show is bad because I think the situations that they write are just ridiculous in a way that it's not that it's bad. It is written specifically for. It's not a show.
It's escapism for women.
Totally, and
yeah.
I don't think there's like I don't think that it's easy for men to watch it and actually.
Identify with
anything that's going on because I watched that one scene. I was like, well, I'm done. There's no way that I could actually.
It's for us, by us.
Exactly.
It's FUBU for girls.
Right.
There is. I will say this. She does.
Also, it's for us by gays.
By gays. Yeah. The gay guys wrote it.
It isn't really by us, but it's close.
Yep.
Gays were women in the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
I will also say she doesn't just leave his apartment. That made it seem better than it actually was.
She storms out.
No, she doesn't. She stays over and they get in a fight.
And they get in a
bed,
fight in the night.
And she.
Oh, you're right.
And she like pushes him off bed. And
she accidentally hits him in the face.
She domestic abuses him a little
He pushes her out of the bed, and then she like throws her hands in a weird way and hits him in the face. And she's like, I think she was trying to hit him, not in the face.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, fuck. And he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That would be the end for me with that woman.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, good to see you.
Which
Thanks
makes
for coming.
sense.
Ladies-
and it was at the time.
Ladies as pimps too. Sometimes we can do a little bit of domestic abuse.
Whatever.
You won't pay attention to us in the way that we
Right,
deem
yes.
acceptable.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I see no issue with this behavior.
Of course.
Also,
Of
like,
course.
showing up at Big's house is a crazy move. Carrie was crazy.
Carrie
in
was
the beginning.
crazy.
Carrie had hellbrain.
Yeah.
And then she got a little better,
Yeah.
and she was happy in the end.
Well, also like the Carrie Big relationship was like for a long time. I think the narrative again was that Carrie was crazy and that Big was the guy that she wanted and
She projected her crazy onto.
Yeah, but as time passed, Big was also crazy, and they were just They were two hellbrain people, who were in love with each other, but couldn't
figure it out.
Couldn't do the intimacy. He couldn't do the intimacy. She couldn't do the emotional regulation.
He was an avoidant. She was an anxious.
Yeah.
And they were clashing up against each other, and they had to wait until they both had secure attachment styles to really be together.
Wow, you were a psychologist.
Thank you.
We're scientists.
And the thing happened to Carrie that happens to a lot of women we know, where they date enough avoidance that they become avoidant, i.e., her not marrying Aiden.
Oh.
Sorry, Ronnie.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You got to watch it. You got to watch it.
I'm going to.
It's incredible. And also once you're too broken down to become an avoidant, that's when the avoidants come running for you and you're like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. Everything is a feedback loop.
We have to start a side podcast where Ronnie watches Sex in the City. It's our favorite show.
Yeah.
I will say I've seen the first episode, loved it.
Oh,
Great.
the
But
first
then
episode's great.
The first season, I think, is the best season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm intrigued. I know what I'm in for, and I'm
Also,
like,
should we do
I
a
just
full-
rewatched
should
the
we do
first
a
episode, so I'm at the
Slickback show?
beginning.
Should we do a Slickback recap of Slickback
Oh
in the
my
studio?
God, I would love it.
Slickback in the city?
Slick back in the city.
Can we do it together?
Yeah. We all have to watch it. Mike, you have to watch it.
I could be talked into this.
Okay, let's do it. Oh my God, I love this.
love
Also,
it.
Mike, by the way,
Yeah.
you love hot New York City bitches. If you have a comprehensive knowledge of Sex in the City, they are going to be creaming their pants.
No,
for
but
me,
this is the
for
thing.
you.
I've always thought that maybe I should save more of my thoughts for Slickback in the City.
All right.
But I will say I do remember watching this and being like, well, this is why I have a problem at home. This show is absolutely influencing this woman who is wreaking havoc in my life.
Yeah.
She
Let's-
wants to live this, and I'm a victim of this now.
Let's table this. and start a new show.
All right.
I'm in.
We'll do it.
I could be talked into this.
Yeah.
I love this. Can we green screen in the restaurant where they have breakfast together?
Oh my God. When Carrie sees, she's walking down the street. This is the final moment. She's walking down the street.
Oh my God! No, don't say it, because they have to watch it. Now they're going to watch it.
Everybody, gray dress. Remember the gray dress?
The gray Skims dress before Skims existed. Oh my God!
Gotta bring it out. What a hot bitch.
What a hot
Oh
bitch.
my God, what a body.
Wait, question.
Answer.
Who do you think I am before I watch it?
Oh, this is actually difficult. Carrie.
I think you're a Carrie Miranda mix, which is what I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because as I've observed you over time, Ronnie,
And she's a writer.
As I've been watching Ronnie as a young woman in development, I'm like, Ronnie's a little fuckboy. Ronnie's like a little like, ooh, I'm aloof.
But Miranda's a fuck boy.
Yeah.
Miranda Miranda toys Steve around.
Yeah.
Carrie's a fuck, or not Carrie? Yeah. Ronnie's a fuck boy.
I think Ronnie is 50-50 Carrie Miranda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And you're gonna. Yeah, and Miranda's a lesbian in real life, and boy, is that coming
Also
through during that
Cynthia
show.
Nixon?
Yeah.
Also, the best way to watch it is to imagine that Samantha is just a drag queen.
Yeah,
Because that's what she is.
Is that Kim
And there's
Cattrall?
literally,
Yes.
there's literally an episode where a guy Samantha fucked becomes a drag queen and names himself Samantha.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's great.
Yeah.
Samantha's a drag queen. Carrie's a manic pixie dream bitch.
Yeah.
Miranda's a lesbian and Charlotte's a princess. And that's what it is.
Yeah, Miranda's a fucking compet. Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Compet.
She's a compet straight woman with a wonderful husband.
Oh my God. Wait till you meet fucking Steve, Ronnie. You're going to love Steve.
He's from Queens.
We love Steve. I'm a Steve girl through and through.
What's up with Miranda being gay in the reboot?
Right.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's tough.
It sucks.
It's tough.
But she got fired. That Che Diaz chick.
Well, they were bad.
It was the returning season of
I would have no problem with Miranda being gay. I have a huge problem with Miranda leaving Steve.
Yes.
That never would have happened.
Yeah.
When you watch the original show and the way that Miranda and Steve loved each other, Miranda never would have left Steve.
No, and the way that it was like, I'm having it's very much like I'm having my moment to figure out who I am.
Even though they have a son.
This beautiful, kind man who's been my husband forever.
And put up with your bullshit
Who cares?
forever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, Steve.
By the way, he's going deaf.
I know. He has to put in
It
his
sucks.
hearing
It sucks
aid to get
cock. It's
divorced
so lame.
by her. It's just...
It's like so lame.
Yeah, the first season of And Just Like That is...
After the Brooklyn Bridge
It's really-
scene,
it's-
Miranda's going to leave Steve.
I know.
Wait till you're going to love it.
Yeah.
You're just going to love it.
The first season of And Just Like That is really... The writing is absolutely terrible. But it's still my girls. And
we love our girls.
And I hate watched it like a loyal bitch that I am.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because I want my girls to be my girls. I don't like when they change.
Oh, man. They become tough.
But okay, well, now we know. Now we have a new show to plug.
I'm Samantha. I suck cock.
Dirty Martini.
Dirty
bastard.
God, I really created my entire personality around that woman. All right, everybody. It's been a great time.
It's been a great time. Andrea.
Find me, follow me, Andrea Comedy 69 on all platforms. If TikTok's gonna get banned, I mean, shoot me a fucking follow, but I don't know.
It might not though, so who cares?
It's gonna take a while. Even if it does.
Yeah. Subscribe on YouTube. We've been seeing the subscribers. We love. Oh, next week we have to read some of the reviews because thank you, and
they're fun.
boy, are you guys funny.
So if you want us to read your review, we're reading them next week. So write a review.
Yeah, very nice.
But we're
Lizzy.
only gonna read it if you give us 5 stars.
Yep.
Follow me on Instagram at Lizzy Cassidy, Lizzy with a Y. Listen to my other podcast, Close Calls, comedy podcast about near-death experiences, and I run a show every Wednesday and Saturday at the Gutter in Williamsburg at 9 p.m. Ronnie.
Annie.
Mike and I have a podcast.
Yes.
Called
Yeah.
Mike Coscarelli Rules. So check that out.
Ronnie's the like.
Can we workshop the name on that? Just kidding. I just think Ronnie should be in it a little bit.
Ronnie's the dulcet tones.
Yeah.
Welcome to Mike Coscarelli.
Ronnie has a
Yeah.
huge part.
Yeah, I
she's
know.
She's a huge part of it.
I know. I'm just saying she should be in the title. I'm kidding. I'm on my
Mike
feminist high horse.
Coscarani rules.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Everyone's a fucking critic.
It's a great podcast. You guys, I like to watch it on YouTube and be like, what are my pals up to?
Yeah.
We gotta have a crossover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, now we have Slick Back in the City.
Yeah. We have a whole new show coming. So,
and Mike, where can they find you? Follow you.
I'm at Mike Coscarelli on all social
Ronnie, were you done?
platforms.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay, I talked over you, Mike. Sorry.
Sorry, it's okay. I'm at Mike Coscarelli on all social platforms. Listen to me and Ronnie's show, please, and interact on YouTube.
Yeah, it's such a great show.
Swag.
And also Slickback Studios, give it a follow. All the
Please.
clips are on there. We have a great group of podcasters. There's something for everybody. All right, so
really
get in
is.
there. It's a great studio, and we are happy to be a part of it.
And stay tuned for Slick Back in the City or something else we name it.
Bum, bum, bum.
I kind of like Slick Back in the Studio.
I like it a lot.
Back in the studio.
Slick Back in the Studio is not the studio is the fifth character.
It's either Sex in the Studio or Slick Back in the City.
Oh, I love it. Bum, 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 bum. See you next week. Bum, 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 bum.
We could do.
No, we're doing